Welcome back. Another technical demos. This video showcases how to show metrics from MicroProfile application. This is a part 2 of a technical demo of a MicroProfile application with some capability in your microservice application architecture. So my name is Daniel. I'm working for Red Hat as a technical marketing major. Let's get started. So in order to add Eclipse MicroProfile Metrics specification and implementation on your JBossEAP, you don't need to add anything about that because JBossEAP 731 by default expose MicroProfile Metrics capability, and you can also expose the metric to external Prometheus server as well as visualize the metrics to Grafana dashboard with specific level like a vendor's application layer as well as the base layer such as CPU, memory, etc. Let's go to my IDE tool to get started application demo here. So this is one of JBossEAP MicroProfile quick start. I'm going to use that and tweak a little bit. So this is a MicroProfile metric Maven project. And you can see this project calculate prime number when you have the prime number from parameter in Endpoint RESTful API. So there are a couple of annotations like a produce, counted, time, mirrored is one of the metrics annotation, the MicroProfile implement. And there are a couple of methods with the specific annotation like a gaze and try to find the highest prime number so far. And the parallel and the parallel dash finish is another endpoint, and injected the number and then duplicated of the calculation of your input parameter. Let's go to access to the JBossEAP metric endpoint by default. You can see a lot of metric data here. First of all, the base metric is exposed a lot of the base metric data like a CPU, memory, etc. And also there are vendors layer metrics as well. And I cannot find the application layer metrics like a prime number, etc. because I don't deploy this application yet on top of JBossEAP. Let's try to deploy this application to running JBossEAP 731 with a MicroProfile patch stream. So once I deploy application with the Maven plugin command line, you can see here MicroProfile metric artifacts already deployed here. And then go to application endpoint. You can see a lot of the metrics, but there's no real data because I don't hit the actual endpoint yet. So let's try access the endpoint with the call command here. So prime number 350 is actual prime number, and you gotta find that the total is just increased, and also there are a couple of gaze and annotation is already changed the variable. So this is the one of the open source tool. The one of my team colleague created this MicroProfile metric generator because there are lots of metrics you already saw the endpoint, the JBossEAP provide, but it's not really easy to understand the metrics, the data. So in order to spin up this web endpoint front end application to generator, you need to run Node.js with the npm module, and also you need to run Prometheus and Grafana as a local, like using container engine. So once you run it, you can find the generator, and now we're gonna download this metric data as JSON format using code. And then you can find this whole metric data already extract in the JSON format, but this is not JSON format. Grafana understand that. So we need to generate one more time another JSON format data based on Grafana. So I'm gonna upload this file using the MicroProfile metric the generator tool, and just click on generate button, and then we now finally got a new format of Grafana metric data to import in a Grafana dashboard. So let's go to Prometheus dashboard first, and then we try to find out the specific value, and we already saw that in the JBossEAP management console, the same variable, the one, and we can go to Grafana dashboard here and then log in using admin credential, and I'm going to skip password change, and I try to import the dashboard data here, just paste it in from the generator UI, and I try to import, and then you have beautiful and understandable all metric data from EAP exposed using MicroProfile Metric Specification. Let's try hit more a couple of time endpoint prime, and now when you go to Prometheus dashboard, you can see the changes, and also JBossEAP management console is already changed, and also the Grafana dashboard is changed consistently. And I try to more a couple of times, hit the endpoint, and go back to the Grafana dashboard, and now you gotta more increase the perform checks here, almost real-time change, and then you now to understand what change and what kind of metric is came from Prometheus. And then we need to let's try to hit another endpoint, like a duplicated and also duplicated 2. You can find another line, like a green is copy duplicated 2, and the yellow is a duplicated 1. Let's try hit a couple more times duplicate 2, and you can find the green line is increased a couple more times, just like we hit earlier. So let's try to access another endpoint, like inject a metric here, and go back to Grafana dashboard. And now you can see inject counter, the dashboard is just going up, just like we hit. And then you can find the dashboard, the base metric here, like a CPU, memory, how many resources JBossEAP consuming to run the multiple application. So in order to implement this MicroProfile specification, your Java application on Maven project, you need to add some kind of dependency, such as a MicroProfile Metric API dependency. Thank you for watching, and please make sure to subscribe to next valuable practical example video and tutorials. Have a good rest of the day.